coronavirus. No, but actually, coronavirus. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda if you're new here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today I'm really just going to be talking about my experience with the coronavirus because I did get it in New York City in March. It's May now, so obviously it's gone out of my system. It's not gone, but I am done with it. A lot of people have been asking a lot of questions. What was it like for you? What kind of symptoms did you have? Did you know you had it? How long did it last? That sort of thing. So I'm just going to talk about all of it, really. I'm going to try to answer every question I've gotten about the virus in general. I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer all of them, but I'm going to try to hit all of them. So first question, biggest question, what kind of symptoms did you have? We all know this already. It affects people very differently. But for me, I was sick. And I really don't ever get sick. My immune system is very good. I work with kids, and if I'm not working with kids, I'm working at a doctor's office. So I'm always exposed to like environments where there's a lot of germs. So my immune system is up there, right? So to give you guys an idea of what my immune system is like, I've lived in New York for 6 years and I've never gotten sick. So when I got this virus, I knew instantly that it was the virus, but I couldn't prove that it was the virus because I didn't have all the symptoms that other people had. For example, the symptoms that were really big at the time that a lot of people knew about were fever, dry cough, and body aches. Only one of those things that I actually had was body aches. I had also a really bad like sinus, and it wasn't a sinus infection, but it was like very bad sinus issues. My throat hurt so bad I couldn't talk. Like I was starting to lose my voice. Like it hurt to swallow, hurt to exist with my throat specifically. I did have a cough, but obviously it was like related to everything else nasally and so on and so forth. So that right there was like questionable. But the thing that really made me feel like I definitely had it, I mean, I did have it, but at the time it made me feel like I definitely had it was I couldn't sleep throughout the night. I couldn't at all. I would wake up constantly every like 2 hours and I just couldn't sleep. I would have like body sweats, chills, sweats back and forth, you know, and then like my whole body some days felt like I got hit by a car, and it was obviously not ideal. I quarantined, of course. The first day that I started not feeling well at all, I didn't go to work anymore, and that's essentially whenever the city was shut down anyway, so it was like good timing, of course. Well, good and bad timing. But I stayed home. The only person I saw was my roommate. I mean, the only person I've seen since quarantine started is literally my roommate. It's been 2.5 months of just me and my, actually it's been 2 months of me and just my roommate. So obviously we both had it at the same time, which was good. It was just both of us. But I stayed home and it lasted for about 14 days. So it was pretty accurate, like on the mark. But after the 14th day, I pretty much had gotten over the sickness, but everything was lingering. Like one day I would feel amazing. I feel like I could go on like a freaking run for 10 miles. And then the next day I felt like I got hit by a car. No. I felt like I got hit by a freaking SUV or like an 18-wheeler, not even a car. That doesn't even explain it. So that gives you like an idea. And then it just kept going on. So like one day was amazing, the next day was terrible. One day was amazing, the next day was terrible. And so when people ask me how long I was sick for, I say around 18 days, but I think it was more so like 21-ish. So really like 3 weeks to get it out of my system. But with that being said, the whole time I had no idea if I actually had it or not. I just figured I had it. So I didn't say anything, which makes sense. Also, I didn't see anyone during that time, but someone's like, yo, you know, you're in New York, are you okay? Did you have it? And I'm like, I don't know, I was sick. I'm better now, but obviously I'm still quarantining, you know, so on and so forth. I couldn't get tested also, by the way, because obviously there was a lot of testing in New York versus other places in the beginning. However, there was a lot of guidelines. The two criteria that I didn't meet was you had to have a fever and you had to have been in contact with someone who has tested positive for the virus. Obviously, I didn't have either of those things, so I couldn't get tested. But also, it didn't really make sense because like if I wanted to get tested and I haven't come in contact with anyone who's been positive, how would whoever I came in contact with know that they were positive if the only person they came in contact with was me? And they couldn't get tested because they don't know that I was positive. Like, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't make sense, whatever. Like I don't know. You guys understand why I'm confused. But anyways, fast forward to about 2 weeks ago, April 20th-ish. That's actually like 25 days ago, so 20 days ago. So more than 2 weeks ago. We got an email from City MD, which is like an urgent care here in New York. And the only reason we got an email is because we both, my roommate and I mean, we've both been there before. So we got emails saying, we're doing antibody tests, you know, know, if you want to come in, get tested, let's do it. And so my roommate and I were like, we're going. I called the next day and she was like, yeah, you guys can come in whenever you want. We're just gonna like take your blood and then you'll hear back from us in 3 to 5 to 7 days. Awesome, amazing. Okay, let's do it. So we went that night and got my blood drawn on my little arm. That was fun. Not really, I hate needles. Literally the results came in within 24 hours. It was like, okay, so I didn't get tested for COVID at the time. I got tested for antibodies. So 24 hours, go on the portal and it says I tested positive for antibodies. So it does mean that I did have it when I thought I had it. And so I'm like, this is obviously kind of good news because then it means that my system, it's gotten over it. So like the only way antibodies test positive is if corona's out of your system altogether. If there's any traces of it in your system, it's gonna come back negative. At least that's what the doctor told me. And that's what the portal says. So I knew I had the antibodies and I have them now still. I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff we don't know about this virus. I say we as in like society. There's a lot of things we don't know about the virus. You know, if you can get it twice, if there's more than one strain, has the strain mutated at all? Because they say that the one in New York City is worse than the one in China because it's mutated. So like, there's a lot of questions obviously that are unanswered. I just want to hop on here and tell you about my experience with it. Like for me, it was really like a cold, like a bad cold. I mean, it obviously could have been way worse. So I'm really glad I quarantined. I'm really thankful that it wasn't as bad as, you know, other people are having it. But I did have to go to the hospital and get tested for COVID last week just to prove that it was out of my system. I don't know if anyone like has taken the test. If you have, I'm so sorry. It was so painful. So like the antibody test, they just take your blood. It's not that big of a deal. But the COVID test, the lady said, okay, lean your head back and like this. And then she said, okay, I'm gonna stick this Q-tip. It's like a Q-tip this freaking long. She's like, I'm gonna stick it in your nostril and then we're good. And I'm like, okay. And everyone's like, it hurts really bad. Just be aware, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. She's like bringing it towards me and I see the Q-tip and so I shut my eyes because I'm like, heck no. And she sticks it in my nostril and I'm not kidding, like it went so far up my nostril. I didn't even know you could go that far, but it went so far up my nostril. Pretty sure it touched my brain. And then she takes it out and I'm like, oh my God, done. And then she does it with the other nostril. And I was just like tears, like I wasn't like crying, but like she went so far back in my head that like something in my brain was like, all right, tear ducts activate. And like, it was so painful. But then it was a total of 15 seconds, the whole test. Then I got back from the hospital, you know, went about my normal daily life. And then the next morning around like 10 o'clock, I got a text from them through this like portal service thing saying that it was negative. Here's the lovely little results. So, had COVID, don't have COVID anymore, tested for antibodies, came back positive, tested for COVID, came back negative. And that is my whole experience thus far. New York City's still on lockdown. I say lockdown, but we're still in quarantine and we still have to obviously be apart. Everyone has to wear masks 24/7. Pretty sure that's gonna be the new normal now. But yes, I am all healed. I do feel terrible for all the people who have obviously suffered way more than I have with this virus. And I'm so sorry for anyone who knows anyone personally who has had to suffer with the virus. Just please stay safe. Please wear your mask. Please just know that you have to wear the mask over your nose for it to be effective because I've seen a lot of people wearing the mask and they have it like here. And I'm like, that defeats the purpose of the whole mask. Just don't wear a mask. But wear a mask, wash your hands. I've been touching my face, I know, but I'm inside and I've washed my hands 8 billion times since I've gone out. But only go outside if you need groceries. Cook food at home. Don't go get food every day. Just cook food at home, it's not hard. The only time my roommate and I have left my house in the past 2 months is for groceries every 10 to 14 days. That's it. None of y'all have an excuse. None. Unless you're an essential worker, then I am thankful for you. And don't forget to check in on your friends and family. That's all. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I can try to answer them. Those are the main questions that I've had. So I just said don't touch your face, but I'm like touching my face. It's way harder whenever you're actually aware of it and you see yourself and then you realize how much you're touching your face. Anyways, like I said, stay safe. See you guys in the next video. If you're watching this, I want you to go wash your hands when I say goodbye, which is right now. So go wash your hands. Goodbye. Love you. See you in the next video. Wash them.